Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, man. Yes, before we get into the topic of this video, I just want to give a huge special shout out to my boy Bonafide Heat. Make sure you go check out his channel, man. All the links will be down in the description. Make sure you go follow your boy as well, man. Now, today's topic is going to be the Miz's best year in the WWE and the Miz's worst year in WWE. Now, your boy is going to cover why this is the Miz's best year in the WWE, and your boy Bonfire Heat is going to cover why the Miz this is worst year in WWE. You know, considering he like the biggest Miz hater out there, so I figure I gotta get my boy on this. So shout out to him for joining me with this one. Hope y'all enjoy it. If you do, hit the like button, leave your comments on what you guys think. Are we right? Are we wrong? Let us know, and subscribe both our channels. Without further ado, let's get into it, man.
Because I'm the Miz, and I'm awesome!
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. I am the version of the good side. The good side of talking about the one and only Miz. Now we're going to talk about what is the Miz's best year. You got to think of the Miz. What is the Miz's best year in the WWE? In my honest opinion, I have to go with the year of 2010, early 2011. Now, it pretty much all started with the Miz entering the year as the United States Champion. As you guys haven't known, Miz won the United States Championship from Kofi Kingston in 2009. He carried it in 2010. Then he went on to the Royal Rumble to have a feud with MVP. MVP versus the Miz at the Royal Rumble. Match was decent, not nothing to snooze at really, but it was a good match. Wasn't awful. Miz got the win, even though he cheated. You know what I'm saying? He's still victorious. Miz got the W. MVP got upset, which led to MVP pretty much eliminating himself in that year's Royal Rumble, still with the Miz. Both of them got eliminated. Miz went on to become the United States Champion. Then, out of nowhere, he teamed with the Big Show. As you guys see, teamed with the Big Show. They first faced D-Generation X on Monday Night Raw and the Shred Society in Triple Threat. And out of all those teams, Miz ended up pinning Shawn Michaels in that match after he was dealing with the whole Undertaker thing, which led to him in his career in WrestleMania 26. Miz ended up winning that match with Big Show, and not only was he's the United States Champion, but however, he was also the tag team champion. So in 2010, you got a roster filled with Edge, you got a roster filled with John Cena, Randy Orton, and a mixture of others as well, Triple H. And out of all those names, like I just named you guys as top guys, Hall of Fame guys. And from all those guys, you really think someone like The Miz will be holding 3 titles? 3. Because at the time, there were 2 tag team titles. And then you had the United States Championship. And just imagine, The Miz was holding all that gold in 2010. Crazy, isn't it? I know, it is. So anyway, yeah, man. So Miz was tag team champion. Then he went on to successfully defend those tag team championships at WrestleMania 26 that I just mentioned against the likes of R-Truth and John Morrison. And you just see how the Miz was just coming into his own at this time. Like, he wasn't like a top guy just yet, but he was slowly on the rise here. You know, as it just had a plethora of years in which he was in a tag team with John Morrison, by the way. And now you see him on the Bright Lights team with Big Show on Raw. Then around February, he then lost the tag team championships with the Big Show. Him and Big Show wound up breaking up, but that was okay. You think that was going to be the end of the Miz right there? Well, that was just not it, man. Because honestly, the Miz might have lost then, but hey, we then went on to July 18th and Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank winner, man. Miz won the Money in the Bank briefcase. There's a lot of guys in that match as well. At the time, Sheamus was the champion. You think he going to cash in on Sheamus? No, sirree. No, sirree. Then the Miz got with Alex Riley. And he then went on to cash in Money in the Bank. He became the WWE champion. So so let's time this out for a second. This was the year when Miz won the United States Championship, Tag Team Championship, and the WWE Championship. Now, you might think, okay, well, that'll make him a great guy, not a great superstar or whatever. Well, let me tell y'all something about this. You already know that I just mentioned the names of Hall of Famers, right? This was the year when The Miz finally got his shine. And what I mean by that is, listen to this. The Miz was in the up and coming, got all the way up to this point, and he was like one of the biggest heels on Raw. And honestly, he was more entertaining part of Raw from this year. From his feuds with, like, of course, John Cena, obviously, you've seen that WrestleMania, but I'll get into that in a second. WrestleMania, Randy Orton got his rematch. The only thing I'm going to say I did not like when he fought Jerry the King Lawler, because not only was that match was awful, but it was also to set up Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. And speaking of Michael Cole, like, he was like one of the biggest heels as well. Crazy, right? Like, he was the only one, like, cutting a promo that you hardly see anybody else cut. You know what I'm saying? He pretty much mentioned the death of Jerry the King Lawler's mother on television during that time. Like, it's insane, right? I know. But that's what happened. So, I've got to mention that Miz made it in WrestleMania early 2011. Yep, I should have mentioned that too, right? Well, I just did. So, yeah, so he carried that title 6 months, WWE Championship. He went on to WrestleMania. Successfully defended against John Cena, yes, even though The Rock did have something to do with that, but he still was successful. It still was in the books. It still happened. So, from that time frame, from early 2010 all the way up to 2011, all the way up to the point where he pretty much dropped the title to John Cena at Extreme Rules. That to me was the Miz's best year. Now you can make the argument and say that maybe 2015 to 16 when he was an Intercontinental Champion, cutting great promos. He cut that promo against Daniel Bryan. You know what I'm saying? But I'll say that's the honorable mention, because even though that was fantastic, I don't think he had a successful year as this one. 2010, because think about it, like this was like I said, around that time, you would think the Miz would be at that point. He'd be at that point when he's winning like championships, being like that guy on TV, as he should be. But even though he was Intercontinental Champion and he was like one of the best parts of that show, he should be that way. He should exactly be that way as he is. But the simple fact that he done it in 2010 with the likes of Edge and Cena and Orton and Sheamus and Triple H, that speaks volumes, right? So that's the argument I'm trying to get at here. That's my rant for that one. This is why this is, to me, is 100% without a shadow of a doubt Intercontinental Champion. Fine. 2015, 16, I get it. But you cannot argue against me. If you can, please do so in the comments. Argue with me on this one. Tag Team Champion, United States Champion, WWE Champion, Money in the Bank winner. Can't get better than that, right? Bonafide, take it away.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the portion of the video where myself, Bonafide Heat, Kevin, I am going to talk about the worst year of The Miz's career. Now, for me, this is a rather difficult question to answer, believe it or not. The Miz, you could say The Miz has had 5 or 6 years that could be considered the worst year of his career. You look at 2012. Man went from main eventing WrestleMania 2011 to doing nothing 2012. 2013, he's on the pre-show of WrestleMania. He's doing nothing 2012, nothing in 2013. 07, 08, 09, those were not banner years for The Miz whatsoever. They were not banner years for what people would consider a great year for The Miz. But for me, I single in, and I'm going to talk about 2020, particularly from the time of the Universal title feud between Miz and Morrison and Braun Strowman, where Braun Strowman defended the Universal Championship against a tag team in the Miz and Morrison. Now, I don't know how long I'm supposed to go on this video, so I'm just going to keep going until I feel like I've said enough. Before I get there, though, my friend TM161 hit me up to do this video, and he's like, I got this idea. I'm going to do the best and the worst year of The Miz's career. And I'm like, well, I mean, you're doing the best year of The Miz's career. And I know he chose 2010 and 2011, and he chose that because, yeah, The Miz main evented WrestleMania. He won the WWE Championship. He was United States Champion. And I will make this comparison. The Miz being WWE Champion is the equivalent to Adam Sandler winning an Oscar. If Adam Sandler won an Oscar, would that make him a great actor just on the simple fact that he won an Oscar award? No. People would be like, oh, the Oscars are bogus. Adam Sandler won an Oscar. I can't believe it. It's ridiculous. It's an insult to acting. That's how I feel about The Miz being WWE Champion. So I have to say that about 2011 and 2020 and 2021. So I know right off the bat, people are going to say, oh, how can 2020/2021 be the worst year of The Miz's career? When he won WWE Champion, when he feuded with Braun Strowman for the Universal title. And I'll answer that question simply. When the guy is a WWE Champion, and it feels like an embarrassment to the company and to be a wrestling fan, like when I have to be like, look, this is the guy that's carrying wrestling. We went from Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Brock Lesnar, Ultimate Warrior, to this guy, this reality TV star that looks like he hasn't been in a gym the last 15 years. Like, this is the guy that's WWE Champion? I have to just rebuttal this off the bat because I already know people are going to be like, oh, he was WWE Champion, he carried the company, he made Bobby Lashley's title win more prestigious. No, he did not. No. Bobby Lashley should have beat Drew McIntyre. That would have been a bigger moment. But no, instead we get Bobby Lashley squashing The Miz. The Miz, first of all, The Miz lost the WWE Championship in a squash match on Raw. That's what WWE and Vince McMahon thought of The Miz as their champion. He lost the match in a squash match on Monday Night Raw in 2021. Raw in 2021 is as down bad as Raw has ever been, and The Miz was carrying that brand for 2 weeks as WWE Champion. He loses the belt in less than 3 minutes to Bobby Lashley with the Hurt Lock. Great moment for Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley deserves to be WWE Champion. It would have been bigger. It would have had an impact. It would have done more if he would have beaten Drew McIntyre for that championship. Because now in 15 years, when we look back at Bobby Lashley's career, we're going to be like, oh, Bobby Lashley beat The Miz? What? But I got to back it up. So the time that I'm going to focus on here is summer of 2020 to WrestleMania 2021. What do we get from The Miz throughout this time? Do we get the height, the peak, the apex of the goofy Miz segments? We get Miz and Morrison dumping slime on Caleb Braxton and Braun Strowman and be like, you just got slimed. We got Miz and Morrison hanging out in the production truck, screwing with Braun Strowman, doing kiddie pranks on Braun Strowman. Oh man, so entertaining. So edgy, wow. Okay, so we're done with the Braun Strowman feud. We all know how infamously horrendous that feud was. Then we move on to his feud with Otis for the Mr. Money in the Bank briefcase. And everyone's like Miz fans again, because everyone hated, universally, everyone across the wrestling community hated the Braun Strowman, Miz, and Morrison feud. Now everyone's Miz fans again, because they want, oh my god, long-term storytelling. Miz cashed in Money in the Bank in 2010, and now 10 years later he could cash in Money in the Bank again. That's not a good thing. We haven't progressed. 10 years ago in 2010, we had The Miz cashing in on Randy Orton. And then you fast forward in 2020, 10 years later, Miz is facing for the Money in the Bank contract again. What's the theme here? Miz has not improved at all. You would think in 10 years, instead of fighting to be Mr. Money in the Bank, Miz would be a multiple-time champion. You know, he cashed on Randy Orton, one of the biggest wrestlers of the last 10 to 15 years. And he just went down and down and down on the card. Got to the point where WWE, they had no one left. The Miz is like the only guy they have left with any kind of mainstream notoriety to feud for the top title. So Miz wins the briefcase with the help of Morrison, whatever. I don't really remember much of this feud. It was a blur. Then we go to segments where he's feuding with McIntyre towards the end of 2020. We get these little teases at a feud with McIntyre. He's poking fun at McIntyre. We get the Christmas bedtime story that, you have John Morrison and The Miz reading a bedtime story to AJ Styles. And then we get fat Drew McIntyre, midget Drew McIntyre. We get Gilbert out there, and The Miz and Morrison are having a segment with this. And if that's not bad enough, then Bad Bunny comes along to WWE. Who does he start working with? The Miz. Of course. I love Bad Bunny. He's one of my favorite entertainers, one of my favorite celebrities, period, on the planet. You put him in there with The Miz. I'm invested because it's Bad Bunny, but it's bittersweet because I'm watching Bad Bunny in WWE, but I'm watching him against The Miz. So then we get these segments where The Miz is playing paints on Bad Bunny's car. We got the Hey Hey Hop Hop music video. And I didn't even talk about the first music video, the Hey Hey Ho Ho music video. That deserves like a 90-second rant, but I've already done enough rants on these music videos, so I'm not even going to go with them and continue talking about them in long detail. So that's it. We got The Miz, we got Morrison, we got Hey Hey Hop Hop. And then this culminates at WrestleMania, where we have The Miz and Morrison in one of the most infamous entrances in WrestleMania history. We go from Triple H having girls fluffing him. We got Undertaker with his awesome entrances. You got Shawn Michaels descending from the heavens. Shawn Michaels ziplining from the rafters into WrestleMania 11 or 12. And we just devolve into The Miz and John Morrison coming out to the ring with grown men in bunny costumes, dancing, while Miz and Morrison are lip-syncing this Hey Hey Hop Hop song. You got John Morrison singing in Spanish. He doesn't even know the lyrics. He doesn't even know what he's saying. It's an embarrassment to WrestleMania entrances. Yeah, I get it. The Miz made Bad Bunny look great. We got a 15-minute match in the ring. That's the only good thing that The Miz gave us from the period of summer 2020 to WrestleMania 37. Is a 15-minute match with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest where he made Bad Bunny look like $1 million. He made Bad Bunny look better than he deserved to look. That's one good thing. Even up until the bell rang, it was nothing but trash from the Miz and Morrison. Miz fans, the few Miz fans that are out there can't defend these terrible segments. I mean, you got to read a story time with AJ Styles. You got Dancing with Bunnies. Like, what else do I need to say? In my opinion, 2020, 2021, that calendar year has been the single worst year in Mike Mizanin's career. On top of that, you throw in season 3 of Miz and Mrs., where he's getting a vasectomy. That's the big angle. That's what the story arc that season 3 of Miz and Mrs. is being built around. It's not good. It's going to live in infamy. People are going to talk about it. People are going to praise it. And I just can't do it. It's nothing against the guy personally. Just the character. I just can't get invested in the Miz character. And yeah, thank you on that note. Thank you, TM161, for allowing me this opportunity to be on your channel. Thank you for the platform. I hope you guys liked this. I hope you enjoyed my rant. And that's it from me. Peace.
Woo! Man. Man, oh man, oh man. What did you guys think of that? Woo! Man. But anyway, like I said in the intro, are we right or are we wrong, right? Let us know, man. Hey, y'all know what to do. Leave your comments, hit the like bell. And like I said, subscribe to both our channels. Once again, shout out to my boy Bonafide for joining me on this special occasion. If you want to see us duo in the future, or you want to see me bring someone else in for another superstar best and worst year, let me know in the comments as well, man. All right, y'all. That's it for us. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.